That was so fun. I haven't done that since I was a kid. Oh my God. Little Tracy is so excited right now. It's gorgeous today here in Maryland. It's just the right temperature, just enough humidity, just enough of a breeze. It doesn't feel like summer. It feels like spring. I'm loving it. I'm here for it. I had an incident yesterday and it could have turned out very differently. I actually recorded this incident and I recorded it after it happened, not while it was happening, because I didn't follow my intuition. My intuition told me to take my camera in and record, but I was like, I'm gonna be in and out, and I really just didn't want to do it. Well, I should have. The incident was with a pet owner and their dog. And as pet owners, my husband and I, we have two cats, Missy and Mischief. One is a Maine Coon. And I think a lot of times pet owners think their only responsibility is to the pet. And that's the problem. Our cats are house cats. So the only time our cats would even be around people is if they visit us. And even when they visit us, our cats, the doors are open and everything. They won't ever go out the door. They're like, it's safer in here. Get somebody else to do it. But they, of course, they're a pet. They're going to go to people and attempt to connect with them in some capacity if the spirits jive, right? At any rate, I'm going to backpedal and tell you what was going on yesterday. So you'll see what I was doing in a future vlog, but I really need to get this off my chest. So I went to Tractor Supply. It's one of the stores that I honestly have never enjoyed going in. The energy in that store is very negative to me. I doesn't matter what Tractor Supply store I've ever gone into, it just does not feel welcoming to me. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that or feels that way, but for me, Tractor Supply is where I would go if I can't find something at Ace Hardware, Harbor Freight, Lowe's, or Home Depot or something like that. So that's why I was there. I was looking for something that I couldn't find at my local Lowe's and I couldn't find it at Harbor Freight. Well, when I walked in the door, I immediately locked eyes with the owner of this beautiful dog, beautiful dog. And I know he saw me because again, we locked eyes, okay? And as soon as I started coming in the door, the dog heard me, smelled me, saw me, all the things, right? And he or she just started gravitating towards me. Now I know I'm an awesome person, so I get it. I get it. The dog was like, "Let me go play with her." Again, the dog is not the boss. The owner is the boss, and it is the owner's responsibility to set boundaries for the dog and to respect other people's personal space, especially when they are in public. And I say all this to say because, as I said, the dog was continuously coming to me, and I had my purse in my hand. And this is what I was doing. I was like holding my arms out. And as the dog was coming to me, I was like, no, no. The dog just kept coming. And the guy kept looking at me because I'm looking at him because he is the dog's owner, at least while the dog is with him. I don't know if he owns the dog, but as long as if you've got that dog at that moment, you are the owner. You have responsibility for that dog. And literally, I'm looking at him and I'm saying no, no, and I'm backing up and moving to my left. And he's just letting the dog just continue to approach me. And before I knew it, I was like, dude, I said it just like that. I was like, dude, get your darn dog. get your dog. And there was nobody else in the store that looked like me except the cash register operator. And she looked like she was terrified to look at me because there was nobody else in the store that looked like me. And they were looking at me like, what's the problem? The problem is I don't want your dog near me. I don't want your dog to sniff me. I don't want your dog to do anything near me or around me. Okay? I'm not interested in your dog. I don't want to pet your dog. I don't. I am one of those people that if I don't call for your dog or you, yeah, don't come in my personal space. Story time. I was about 6 years old and I was around the corner from my aunt's house in South Carolina on Peachtree Street. I remember that. And I was at a good friend's house. I'll never forget it. Their dog had puppies. And that dog and we played together. I pet the dog. She chased me, and I chased her, and all the things. We had a relationship. But that day, that dog bit me. I have the scars to prove it. I have that scar. I have a scar here. I don't know if you can see it. I have a scar here, and I have a scar all the way up here on my upper thigh. When I tell you I was 6, I remember having on a pink and white little dress, and I think I was in shock. But I know it took me decades to get past my fear of dogs after being bitten by a dog. And I am no longer afraid of dogs, but this is what I know for sure. If that dog has teeth, it can bite. I don't care how mild-mannered you think it is or it has been. If it has teeth, it can bite. If it has claws, it can scratch, it can maim, it can still harm someone. And I say all this to say because my issue is not that I am afraid of dogs, because I'm not afraid of dogs anymore. My issue is that he knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing because he kept allowing the dog to come. The dog was on a leash. You have control of the dog if it is on a leash. And as soon as I said, dude, and I said it like 2 times, and he was finally like, let me see what I can do. What the fudge do you mean? Let me see what you can do? And I said, now, if I kick your dog or shoot it, if I do anything to your dog, you're going to say that I'm wrong, but you are allowing your dog to disrespect my personal space, disrespect my boundaries, because you care more about your dog than respecting my personal space, my boundaries. And you have no idea whether or not I have a lived experience that is traumatic to me that could have caused me to react in a totally different way, because I could have if I was still terrified of dogs. Or what if someone else who is terrified of dogs or who just simply does not like dogs, period? Because there are people who don't. And it could have come out totally different. And when I say I was pissed because, again, he knew what he was doing. And I don't like my personal space. I don't like my rights. I don't like my boundaries violated at all, period. I don't. Because I respect other people's personal space, their boundaries, their rights, except my husband. I am always messing with him. And I'm working on that because I need to respect his boundaries too. Excuse me. I wonder if I have allergies. I haven't been coughing at all. And all of a sudden, I'm coughing. At any rate, I'm not claiming allergies, but I will take a Benadryl when I get home, just in case. Again, we are pet owners. And when someone comes to our home, we always first let them know that we have cats. We keep Benadryl around. Our cats do not jump on beds. Our cats are not allowed on our furniture. They are cats. They have their pet beds. They have their stuff. That's what they are allowed to. They don't jump on our counters. They don't, none of that. We don't play none of that. Okay. Mm-mm. We love our pets, but they are just that. They are pets. And at any rate, we make certain that our guests are protected. And we also make sure that our pets are protected. We have a dual responsibility to those who come into our home. And pet owners have that response, no matter what type of pet owner you are, you have that responsibility too. And this guy just disregarded his responsibility to other people, especially being in a public place. So I just wanted to just talk about it because when we go out to these campgrounds, a lot of people have their pets with them. And people who have pets have this idea that everybody loves pets. At least that's what I am starting to realize. Because if I go into PetSmart for my husband to pick up kitty litter or something like that, my husband takes care of our cats. They're really mostly his cats. I care for them and I love them, but my life will not end if they're not there tomorrow. I'm gonna be good. Some people are not like that, and that's just me. I'm just not that attached to pets. Heck, I ain't that attached to some people sometimes, but definitely not pets. But just because I come into a pet store or a pet store does not mean that I am a pet lover. I could simply be helping someone out. Restrain your pet from jumping up on someone. You don't know them. They may not like pets. They may not like pets getting on them, getting on their clothes. And I'm definitely that person. Don't get on my clothes. I do not like that. Don't sniff me. Don't come around me. I don't like that at all. That is me. I just don't. And I definitely don't like to be licked on. Ooh, ooh, that just feels yucky to me. Um, yeah, I'm still mad. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still mad. Honest to goodness, if I saw him today, I think I would probably I'm still mad. But if you are a pet owner and you're out in campgrounds or you're at a public store or a restaurant or somewhere, please respect other people. Your pet needs its attention from you, not other people. Your pet is your responsibility to entertain, not other people. If they call for him or her and you're okay with it, great. But let them let you know that they are interested in your pet before you allow your pet to approach them. Again, you are in control if you are the pet owner. You're supposed to be anyway. Because let's be clear, if people allow their children to do that, y'all be, not y'all, but people in general would be calling DSS, what is that, Department of Children Services or whatever it is, and getting the parents in trouble for neglect and whatnot. What's the difference? Because pet owners love to call themselves pet parents. Well, if you are a pet parent, you have a responsibility. Because if I'm at a campground or something and someone's pet gets in my campground and they continue to allow them to come into my space, I'm going to do what I need to do for me. And they're not going to like that. And see, what happens when pet owners don't take responsibility and truly manage their pets and someone else's someone else makes the decision to manage that pet for them, they get all up in their feelings and get mad and want to call the police on folks, because we all know that some lives to police are definitely not more important than a pet. You know, because what if a person is carrying and they are terrified of a dog or cat or snake or whatever it is that approaches them, right? And they decide to pull because fear, some people's response is not freeze. Some people's response is not flight. Some people's response is fight. And I'm that person. I'm a fight. Okay? That is me typically. But some people, I've learned how to deal with certain things, but not everybody has. But let's say that person's response is fight, and they pull their gun and they shoot that animal. Police are called. That person could become unalive simply because of who he or she is, based on the color of their skin. A lot of times, and I'm being just real, okay? Because pet rights have superseded a lot of human rights in a lot of ways, especially for people who look like me. Um, let's take it another step further. Let's say the person gets crazy, really, not gonna say crazy, is in that fight response, and it's only thing they're thinking about is protecting themselves. And before you know it, they've unalived somebody else in the store that was not even a part of the situation, but because of their fear of that animal that you allowed to invade their space instead of being responsible and managing your pet. Now someone has to be buried, a family has lost a loved one. This person whose space was infiltrated and violated and disrespected may end up serving time for something that could have been 1000% avoided. So I'm just going to say it again. Manage your pets. Because again, you don't want somebody else making that decision for you. You don't. You really don't. I hope me sharing this, I wish I had something better to talk about, but this was, like I said, I'm still upset because I'm praying on it, and I'm going to work on my van to get ready to hit the road. So I'm sure it's going to help me to decompress even more. And matter of fact, I just had surgery on this foot, so I'm not going to take my shoe off. It has covered up. I might just do some grounding out here and just take my shoes off and just go cleanse my foot to help me continue to decompress. If you are a pet owner, I would love to hear your thoughts about what happened and about the responsibility that pet owners have. It's when they're out in public and in general. Thank you all for taking the time to hang out with me today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tracy. I did not introduce myself in the beginning, and I apologize. I'll tell you the reason why I didn't introduce myself, because you listen to all these the YouTubers and all these, the best practices, and they tell you to just get to the meat and potatoes. And for me, that is very rude. I like to introduce myself. So I'm going to start back introducing myself at the beginning, because this right here, I don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm Tracy, and I am a 50 plus solo married van and RV lifer. And I'm getting ready to go on the most amazing extended road trip. If you liked my content today, like my vibe, like my energy, like me keeping it real, I would love for you to join the Liberated Soul family. Hit that subscribe button and set your notifications so you know when a girl drops another video. All right. If you're an OG Liberated Soul family member, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. This channel would be nothing without you all, new and OG. All right. Until the next time we chat, y'all go ahead and do whatever you have to do. Plant those seeds that are going to propel you forward so that you can create and live the life that you want and deserve. You deserve it. Go do that. Because as long as you are growing, thriving, and flourishing, you can have whatever you like. But seriously, do what makes your soul happy. Do what gives you joy. See you the next time. Love you.